Yeah.
Welcome, everybody, to the Halloween warm-up, an interlude episode. This is a Z-Man special. Today I'm joined by, let's just say someone who has a spooky tale to share, to get us warmed up, looped up, if you will, for the Halloween season. Please, everybody, give a warm welcome to our good friend and Dr. Ty.
Thanks for having me again, Z-Man.
I'm already getting scared.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of which one do we start with. We've got a couple that we can go from.
Hold on. The music. Cut it.
I kind of liked it.
All right. So, how about you just take us from the beginning?
From the beginning.
Yeah.
All right. So, I suppose the beginning is...
And while you start, I'm going to try to chug this entire Yingling.
If you can do it before I get to the actual story part, that'd be kind of impressive. So, the house I grew up in was, you know how when they make developments, they have a model house? So, it's the first house built in the development. Well, that was the house that we lived in. So, oldest house in the area.
Ow.
You all right?
I tried to drink. I'm doing really bad. It's like really cold. And
I'm
keep
watching.
Going. No,
it
I'm
looks
listening.
like it's hurting.
I'm listening, dude.
But, so, that's just kind of like the backstory on it. But, yeah, I swear this house that I grew up in all through my childhood up until I graduated was haunted. And one of the most frequent things was the fact that no matter what, anytime you were home alone, regardless of who it was, me, my sister, mom, whomever, you would always hear footsteps, someone walking in the upstairs primary bedroom and the walk-in closet. Every single time, no matter what, everyone heard it. You can ask anyone in my family, they all recall same thing. So that was just one creepy thing. But the other was I had we had a basement. We had a second part of the basement with that door that led into the side. You remember what I'm talking about?
So it's like the bottom floor.
Yeah.
Because it was a split level house.
Right.
So there was, oh God, that I needed that. That was nice.
Mm-hmm.
So you'd go downstairs to the main living room and then downstairs to like a half finished basement. And it would open up, when you go downstairs, it'd be in the finished side. And then you'd open a door to the non-finished side.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what would happen was that door to the non-finished side, I don't know if it was what's wrong with the door, but it would just open itself constantly. But it wasn't like it would fly open. It was like the creepy movie type where it creaks open and then it just slowly opens all the way. But it would only ever do it if I was down there and my back was turned to the door, because I had my like PlayStation positioned to where my back would face that door when I sat there, and it did it all the time.
Would you see it in the reflection of your TV?
Sometimes, yeah. Or I would hear it because it would make the creaking noise. But the reason that's important is I used to get this reoccurring dream. And this was the creepy part, is I would get this reoccurring dream for years that I'm downstairs and I'm playing the video game and that door creaks open. And you know my dad, he's big on like saving electricity. So turn the lights off.
Right.
So in this dream I have, the door creaks open, and I kind of wig out. I'm like, all right, I need to go upstairs. So I start going up the stairs, and then I remember the lights are still on, and I'm afraid that my dad's going to be mad I'm leaving the lights on. So I go back down to hit the light switch, and I hit it. And then I go back up the stairs, and I always ran up the stairs because I was terrified.
Right.
I ran, and in this dream, I would always slip, fall to the bottom, look up, and in the door, I would just see this eerie, like slender, pale white face, just like peering at me. Had this dream for years. I think sometime when I was like 13, I had this situation where I was playing the game, turned it off, door opens. So in my head, I'm like, oh shit. Like it's happening. I go up the stairs. My dad says, turn the lights off. I kid you not. I go back down there. I flick the lights off. I trip, I slide to the bottom, and dude, I didn't even dare look at that door. I ran as fast as I could back up the top because it happened identical to how I kept dreaming it up. So I never actually looked in to see if I saw anything, but it was awful. It's terrifying. But yeah, it's just this slender, gross, like grotesque white face with this grimacing like smile.
That is so fucking scary.
Dude.
All right, so number one, I want to say, I don't know if I've ever had a reoccurring dream. I don't know if I've ever had the same dream more than once.
I've had a couple.
Yeah, this one.
Yeah, this one
to happen so many times. That's. Oh man.
Yeah.
But I was thinking about it'd be funny if when you fall down the steps or when you go downstairs in the dream, when you go downstairs to turn off the lights, there's a ghost there that just flips the light switch back on, and you're like, "No, dude!" And you turn it off, and he flips it back on.
Yeah, the scary part is that I'm just
you're about to get
the electricity
grounded.
bill go up, and my dad finds out. Dude.
I'm not scared of ghosts. I'm scared of my dad.
Yeah, pretty much. That's how that one rolls.
Guys,
ghosts, nothing.
You this isn't fair. My dad can't ground you.
But yeah, so like that, I think that's the biggest one from my house. But my mom's hair salon.
Ooh,
dude, that thing is haunted, and it is haunted. She's had this place for over 20 years, and she's had the same 2 or 3 stylists in it for 15 or so. Every single one of them vouches that it's haunted. All of them. They all have their own individual stories when they're there late at night. Like the one upstairs, she remembers turning off all the lights, looking up, and just seeing 100% it is another person in the mirror behind her. Turns around, no one there. Then she said later, like the next month or something, she's upstairs late at night again, feels a hand on her shoulder, and then someone whisper in her ear, turns around, nobody's there. My mom has had multiple times when she's been there that she's either heard someone walking upstairs, heard someone in the basement, heard someone talk to her, or felt something or someone touch her. Countless times, there was one stylist that was there that was so convinced that she actually went through with holy water and started throwing it everywhere.
Uh-huh.
This past, I think 2 years ago now, somebody knocked on the front door of the hair salon and came in. And my mom wasn't there. It was somebody else. They're like, "Hey, can we help you?" She's like, "No." Okay, why are you here? "I'm just drawn to this place every time I drive by." This lady was a medium. A medium who had recently moved to the area and said every time she drives by, she gets a strong drawing from the salon. So she went in to check it out. And I guess she says that some old woman is still there and enjoys the way my mother decorated it. And there's no harm to be done because they enjoy the decorations, but there is something there. But
I don't believe that.
I don't believe it either.
I don't believe that.
No,
Fuck that medium.
No, I don't believe that shit. I don't mess with those things, dude. Mediums and all that. No, thank you. That's there's something not to be messed with. But man, they all have stories of just things, and I get the same feeling when I go in there. It's gross. You want to leave, especially if it's dark or if you're in the basement. You just get that chill in your spine. You know what I mean?
Oh man.
Yeah. There were those ones. I still think the worst that I have is the condo I lived in that we talked about like the other day.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
That's
the worst one. So pretty much my mom sold our house and moved us into a condo. And about 2 or 3 months before moving into this condo, there was a murder-suicide that happened because the guy who lived there found out that his girlfriend had another boyfriend, and then, he shot him on his front doorstep and then went and shot himself in the basement. Well, then, it's going to be cheap to move in.
I think I think this is a nice time to take a break and say, that's not the answer when you find out somebody's cheating.
Yeah, there's a lot of other people.
But continuing on.
No, it's good PSA. Yeah. Don't be smart. People aren't worth your life.
Yeah, not at all.
But of course, he does it in the basement, and then we move in, and there's only 2 bedrooms, and there's me, 2 sisters, and my mom. So I get the basement as my bedroom. And we have this little dog.
You and the guy.
Dude, me and the guy just hanging out. They had to replace the floor, but you knew where it was because the concrete underneath was still like kind of darker.
Unreal.
Mm-hmm. And my dog would go over and he would just bark and bark and bark at that same exact spot all the time. So I think not even within a week of me sleeping down there, one night I abruptly woke up and I am on the opposite side of where the futon I sleep on is. I wake up, I'm on my knees with my hands pressed up against the wall, and I'm like, it felt like I was in the process of scratching at the wall, which made it even more eerie. But you can imagine how I felt. I woke up, hands up on the wall, fingernails kind of dug in, having no idea what the heck is going on, pitch black, and my dog is just barking, flipping out.
Oh my God.
So that has to be the worst one that I've had.
Now were you having a dream or anything before that?
I don't remember having a
so
dream.
It wasn't like a dream that was
No, I don't remember having
anything.
one. And dude, the crazy part is that like I slept on a futon, so I would have had to have rolled off or climbed off the futon and crawled or walked my way to the opposite side of the room.
Yeah.
To then prop myself up on my knees with my hands on the wall.
Dude, what if you walked like The Exorcist? Like,
Dude,
what if you were crab walking?
Yeah, I might have been.
No, dude, you have too many shoulder problems and fucking every problem. You couldn't contort your body that way.
Well, my shoulder pops
No, you
around.
you probably walked
could.
normal. You probably got up and you
I
walked
just leisurely
normal.
walked over there. It's like, oh, this looks like a good spot. You know, stand on my knees and crawl up the wall.
Honestly, dude, that is like the scariest shit in the world.
Oh,
Like that is
I
like
was terrified when I woke up.
What did you do? Did you tell your mom the next day, or did
I don't
you
think
like?
I told anyone for a little while
because you
it
were
was still
like
new and I didn't want to like freak everyone out. Like, hey,
right.
But no, that sucked.
Now, so with all this being said, do you believe in ghosts?
No, not really. I really don't. I just think it's all like, I don't know, man.
Because I think
it's coincidental and also sucks, but to have the story with it makes it sound like ghosts could be believable, but I don't think so.
Dude, that is pretty crazy. Because, yeah, I could brush off the hair salon, for example.
Yeah,
because those sound like kooky, crazy stories, and you don't have a specific story from there. And it's like you could brush that off. Your first house, everybody hearing the steps, or all right,
that one's hard to explain.
The door, for example, the slow door opening, that one's a little hard to explain too, because you know, if let's say it's every time your furnace or your air conditioning kicks on or some shit.
That's what I was thinking.
But I don't think it would keep opening.
No, I don't.
Because like once the pressure differential is, you know, once it reaches equilibrium, the door would in theory stop. But maybe it just reaches a loose point afterwards. But you mentioned that it's creaking, and it's like, well, that doesn't really sound like a loose point where it's just like,
yeah, where it just keeps continuously going, but slowly. And then every single person in the house hearing the same footsteps in the same place. Like my dad recalling waking up in the middle of the night because he heard someone walking around his closet multiple times. I don't know how to make sense of that one either. Because it's not like it's a sound that your air ducts make. It sounds like
footsteps.
It sounds like pressure walking around in the exact same spot all the time, every time.
Yeah.
Never changed sections of the house. Always the same one. And like our computer was directly below where that walk-in closet in the bedroom was. And if you sat there and you were the only one there, you would hear it every time, like without question.
That's crazy. But yeah, now we go back to the condo, the story in the basement. Was that the only thing that happened though? Was that an isolated event at the condo?
No.
Oh, dude, yeah, tell me more. What the fuck?
Yeah, I forgot about this one. No. Holy yeah. We
He says this. I want you guys to realize, I want you viewers at home to realize that Ty's getting excited and creeped out about this thing that he's about to tell us after just saying, nah, they're not real. So
This one is super bizarre though. I was there by myself. Nicole comes over. I go grab her, bring her inside. She walks in past me. I go like into the bathroom. She goes into the living room. I come back out. She's like, "What were you looking for?" Say, "What? What do you mean? I wasn't looking for anything." It's like, "You weren't looking for anything in the kitchen?" It's like, "No. Why?" It's like, "Why is every single cabinet door open? Every single door in this kitchen was pulled all the way open. I'm the only one there. I did not open a single one of those. They were closed when I went to get her from outside. All of them were closed. I swear, this is not a thing where I forgot. Oh, yeah, I opened them earlier. Every single drawer and door was pulled completely open as though someone was searching for something. And it was not me, and no one else was home.
And dude, that's all right. Two things here. Number one, this is like classic ghost and movie.
Yeah.
And number two, no real person would leave cabinets open after looking through that one. So even if you were looking through for something, you would close it behind.
Yeah, especially me, because I'm just weird like that. Like, I'm not leaving things open.
And so that's really fucked up. What did you and Nicole do after that?
Dude, nothing. We just kind of stared at each other, and then I went over and closed them, and we were like, well, just go on with our day, I guess. Like, what are we supposed to do? We got nothing.
When these things happen, does your like stomach drop?
It used to. It really did. It used to, but I think so many weird things like this have happened at this point where I just kind of try and ignore it and stop thinking about it.
Do you think it's... Because I'm trying to think about the common denominator now, and it's your mom.
I used to think it was like a poltergeist that would latch onto and follow a singular person, and I used to think it was me.
Oh, no, it's your mom, dude.
I went off to college and didn't have any of this stuff.
Yeah.
But I think it might be her.
Yeah.
If that, again, don't really believe in this shit. But if that is a thing, it's got to be her.
Right.
Because every single place that she goes, I show up and I'm like, man, there's something off. There's something off about this.
Now, where does your mom lives in a different place now?
Yeah, now she lives in a different one.
Anything there? Anything happened there?
Not that I know of yet. No, not that I've noticed. Which is, I mean, good.
Yeah, no, it's good.
But then here's another thing, right?
Oh, good.
Here's another thing. My sister, Taryn. This is the first house that she hasn't lived in with my mom.
Oh, yeah.
And I haven't noticed anything here. So this is the first time that she hasn't lived with my mom. So it could be her.
Wait, but so Taryn's with your dad, but you've noticed, so you're saying you noticed stuff at your dad's place now?
I haven't been there enough to notice anything.
Oh.
Necessarily.
No, but I'm saying it's your mom also because of the salon.
Because of the salon.
It's more like,
yeah,
that adds more, but I don't really know how poltergeists work.
I don't either.
Because if your mom's not at the salon, because you talk about how her employees, when they're there alone, they experience stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe the poltergeist is like, nah, if you own this property, it's mine too.
Yeah, anything that is actually mine belongs to you in any sense of the way.
Yeah.
I'm also a part owner of this. I'm getting in on this. Yeah, maybe.
That is some really... This is... Dude, if I were in your shoes, I think I would... I think I would just simply believe in it. And here's the one thing I think about. With all of the ambiguity in the world, I think it would be... Because I thought about this when I brought home this couch. For those of you who don't know, none of you, I just got a couch from Ty's family. And I thought about it, and I was like, with all of these hauntings, what if all of their objects and worldly possessions get tied to it? And I was thinking about it, what if my house then becomes a part of the chain? And then I was thinking about it, I was like, if that were to happen, I think there's some comfort in it.
Oh, pizza. Nice. I would still come over because I wouldn't
Pizza
be,
time.
you know, it'd be no different for
No.
me. I wouldn't be worried.
But I'm saying I think that there's some comfort in it because, yes, there is something after death for sure. It's almost like tangible evidence instead of just people saying anything. So I think a belief in ghosts is almost similar to latching on to, you know, afterlife stuff. And to have an experience and to truly believe it with your whole heart must be, other than being really, really scared, must be pretty comforting. It must be pretty comforting. And with that, everybody, let's get warmed up for Halloween, shall we? Scary music again. Ty, I want to thank you for being on this interlude episode to share your worst traumas and
Oh, is that what we were doing?
yeah, thank you for sharing that for our viewers. Oh, dude, nice scary laugh. Do a scary laugh.
Do a scary laugh?
Yeah,
Like
yeah, dude. Like,
that's like an evil laugh more than anything.
yeah, but it's also kind of scary. All right, what's
Yeah.
the scariest laugh you could do?
That okay?
Was that
Being
pretty
someone
good?
who doesn't like clowns, that was really scary. I hated that.
No, I can't do that.
Dude, that's pretty good.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody, for joining. Keep laughing in the background. Thank you, everybody, for joining us on this interlude episode. We're warming us up for Halloween. Be sure to look out for the Halloween special dropping on October 30th. And, boo.